Yeah. Good morning, folks. It has been a very long summer. About to get swamped here with a big wave. Hold on, we both came through. Do a little breaker drill routine here. Hold on. There we go. Wait a minute. Backwash. Okay. Here we go. Well, guys, it's been a long summer. Here it is, the first week of August. This is my first outing of the year with my canoe. It has just been a horrible season. One thing after another. We had very wet and rainy spring and early summer. I mean, it just rained and rained and rained. And storms, and the lake itself, we're on Barren River Lake again here in south central Kentucky, and it rained so much that this lake got up to 38 feet above its normal level, and it's taken, and that was probably in mid-April, late April maybe, it got up that high. Here it is, first week of August, and it's just now back down to its normal level. And so this is my first time out. Lake looks real good. Water looks real good. It's not very windy today. It's going to get pretty warm, but I just needed to get out. So come and join me. Okay, guys, for our first Beyond the Campfire outing of the season with my canoe. Man, I had all these great plans, but it just didn't happen. So we're going to spend the day today. We're going to go up and check out one of my old camp spots, and hopefully just have a good relaxed day, do a little fishing along the way, and if they like it all, we'll catch a little bit of fish. Come and join me. We'll see ya. Boy, it is. And it's already getting hot. It's 9:30. And there ain't a breath of air on this lake. I wish there was. So one thing we was going to talk about today is the difference and or potentially preference in a canoe, whether you should use a double paddle, something like this one, or a single paddle, which is more traditional, more something along this line. Which one is more efficient, which one is easier, which one is just your personal preference. And about 3, maybe 4 years ago, I always used a single paddle. For years and years and years and years, that's all I ever used, a single paddle. I thought it was kind of ridiculous to even think about using a double paddle like a kayak paddle in a canoe. It just didn't seem to fit very well. Until about 3, maybe 4 years ago. And I started watching some videos of some guys doing some adventure canoeing up in Canada and stuff, and they were going on these lakes. They used both. They used single paddles and they used these double paddles. And they used these double paddles, and they were going across these wide, long hauls, like across a body of water or something, a large body of water. And man, they were just smoking it too. And the thing that impressed me the most about it was just how well it tracked, how well the canoe tracked. It just went straight as an arrow. And so I started kind of experimenting with that. I kind of jury-rigged the paddle. I just kind of strapped 2 old paddles together with some plastic ties, kind of tied them off. Took it out one day and tried it, and it surprisingly worked quite well. And since that time, I have made several paddles. This is one of my latest ones. This is actually one of my original ones, except it was a single paddle. It was just a single piece. You couldn't break it down, and it was made it a little unwieldy to try to transport, but it wasn't too bad. But it worked great. And then last fall, I shortened it a little bit and created a notch. You can kind of see how that goes, where I can slide them together and pin them together with these two brass screws here and these little rubber nuts on here. And this is the first time it's been on the water. And then making it to where it would break down like this one does, I had to shorten it about 6 inches. And so I was real curious if that would make much of a difference. And I think it does make a little bit of a difference. I'm not sure what the length of this one is, but it's 6 inches shorter than my other. My other ones were around 89 to 90 inches. So this one's probably about 84 inches long, something like that. And so it's a little shorter. And the shape of the blade is a little different. You can see I've cut it so it looks more like a spade as opposed to just a rounded blunt end. And I don't seem to get as much power out of it. I don't seem to be able to glide as well with it. But that's, I'm moving along pretty good with it, and I have to kind of tilt it up a little bit higher, as you can see, than what I would normally do. Shifts my shoulders a little more, to clear the gunnels of the canoe. But it's working. It's working okay. It's small. It's compact. I think it might be better for maybe for a kayak or something like that. But it works pretty good. Now this paddle, single paddle, it's a little bit longer than one I normally use. Made this one last winter. I purposely made it to where the blade is very narrow. I'm real curious, but if you look at some of the old Voyager type paddles and pictures of them and and paintings of them, they were all very long and narrow paddles. In fact, what I'm doing right now is the first time this paddle has been in the water. And I made it a little bit longer to try to mimic the Voyager canoer's paddle, and I kind of like this one. Works pretty good, actually, just a little bit I'm doing now. So it's really just a personal preference. I've got several that I have made. Some of them work for this one, the other ones. I've been getting to where I'm making them longer, making the shaft on them a little bit longer, because it does provide you a little more leverage, especially on a windy day. And you can really get going pretty good with it. The thing I don't like about a single paddle is, now there are ways you can paddle just on one side continuously for long stretches. You do what's called a J stroke, and I have never mastered the J stroke. For some reason I've just never been able to figure it out. But I have a little modified J stroke that I use. That's where I bring it back and then rotate it in and then just drag it slightly, and it kind of kicks the bow around a little bit. But it's real slow. You don't get much momentum out of it. You tend to lose your momentum with it. But it's handy for quick maneuverings. I think it's better in moving water. My analysis is on flat water, like on the lake, in a canoe, a double paddle is the way to go. I mean, you can really cover some territory with a double paddle. You can get some good momentum up with it and really get going. But on moving water, like a river or something like that, a single paddle is the way to go, because you've got to be able to switch sides very quickly, and you got to be able to apply leverage and different types of strokes with it, to clear obstacles and things like that. So anyway, that's just my take on it. They're a lot of fun to build. They're really not that hard to build. It just takes a little time. I can do one in a couple of days, but usually it takes me about 3, sometimes 4 days to make one. So I just take my time on it. So anyway, that's my analysis of the whole situation, and hope that kind of helps you out a little bit if you're kind of wondering about it. But anyway, I've got a buddy of mine that he and I have canoed together for many years. He's a very accomplished canoeer. I sent him a double paddle canoe for a paddle, double bladed paddle last year or earlier this year, and he marveled at it. He really liked the looks of it. but he was puzzled as to how he was going to use it in a canoe, and I had to kind of coach him on it a little bit. But he seemed to do all right. I don't know if he's used it or not. He said he was going to, but I've not heard how that went with him. But anyway, that's kind of our little canoeing lesson today, if you want to call it that. We've got a lot of boats out here today. I'm having to turn this thing into the swell. Oh, there we go. Anyway, we're going to head on down. We're going to go about 4 miles today in one direction, and then of course 4 miles back. We total about 8, maybe 9 miles all total. But I'm going to go up to where one of my camp spots was that has been underwater all season up until the last few weeks. So I'm going to go up there and check it out and see if it's still usable. I assume that it is. So we'll get back on here in just a little bit. Well, we're over halfway, about 2/3 of the way to my destination today. I just saw a bald eagle jumped out of one of these trees over on the right, flew down the bank there, around the bend. They might come back. I think I've seen him in here before. They're always fun to see. There's a number of them. There's several nesting pairs on Barren River Lake. I couldn't tell you how many exactly where, but I've seen them in several different locations. I've seen several in this area here. And they're always fun to see. Very large, very majestic birds. They really add a lot of flavor to to your day, to your outing, to the area. They really give a sense of wildness. Even though it's certainly not a wilderness area, but it does add a sense of wilderness to it. They have that something like the bald eagle graces your day with their presence. They're a little jumpy around people. You get very close to them and they take off. They're a lot of fun. I wish I'd had my camera ready. I think that's some pictures of them. Anyway, we'll keep an eye out for him. If we see him, we'll try to get some pictures of him. Alright. Well, we're at the camp spot here. It's not bad. I wasn't sure what it looked like after being flooded the way it was for as long as it was. It looks pretty good. It's just sort of open, you know. In fact, it's kind of good in a way because all the weeds and stuff are all dead now. It's all been kind of held under, but and it's a little soft in places, but it's not muddy. But kind of get a good view here. I'm probably not going to camp for a little while. It's probably going to be more toward the end of the month, maybe early September, before I'll come back out and do a camping trip. But it's looking pretty good, actually. Okay, we had a little short stop, stretched my back a little bit. I'm going to gradually head my way back. We'll do some fishing along the way and hopefully we'll catch something. I've never been a big follower of the solar lunar tables, but I have noticed a correlation between what they say and some of my fishing success over the years. So, today, we're right at about the peak time, starting the peak time for the next 2 or 3 hours. So, I don't know, we'll give it a try here in a little bit, see what happens. Turned out to be a very nice day. We've got a little bit of a breeze blowing now. That's making it a little bit more comfortable. And we're getting some clouds coming in. So makes it for a very lovely day. A very nice first outing of the year. Okay. Well, we're gonna get over here in the shade. We can do a little fishing along this bank here, on this bluff. Last time I was on here, I caught several nice bass. That was last year, though. According to the solar lunar table, we're right at the peak time. So let's see what happens. It's a beautiful spot. I love this location. It's almost always in the shade. Let's see what happens here. I'm making more noise. Just get rid of fish in the lake. Love these clouds. Quite fluffy summer clouds. Blue sky. Nice little breeze blowing down. It's not too hard. It cools things off a little bit. Well, we're heading back in. We're maybe 3/4 of a mile or so from, maybe not that much, half a mile or so from takeout. And I always love these bluffs right here in front of us. One of my favorite places. In fact, it's up somewhere up here. Not, in fact, it's just right up here, just a little ways, right in front of us right now. It's a place you can walk out on from the road up there and observe and see the lake. But it's a neat area. I love these big bluffs in this area. And it's been good. I caught one fish. It was a small little bass. He got loose just as I got him up to the boat. That's all right. I was going to let him go anyway. So. But no takers other than that one. And I'm going to fish a little more before I head in. It's sure been fun to get out. It feels good to get out another time. I mean, it's been a long summer, long spring and summer. Just haven't been able to get out and do much. So thank you for joining me on this one. I hope you enjoyed this little outing as much as I have. We're going to get out here again before too long. I think next time I'm going to go up to the creek behind me about half a mile or so. Go up into there. I've never been all the way on, very far up into it. I'm just getting up to the mouth of it. But I think next time we'll go up there and explore it and see what it looks like. So once again, thanks for joining me. We'll do this again.